Diana Whitfield gripped the stack of blueprints until her knuckles turned white. The sun climbed over the skyline, but the permit office doors remained locked against her 2 years of planning. Across the city, Captain Marcus Reed sat buried under an avalanche of paper. He squinted at a codebook, his eyes heavy, manually cross-referencing every line. He stamped the plans, but the victory was hollow. He handed them to Site Supervisor Tony Martinez, who tossed them into a job trailer. Weeks bled into one another. Rain leaked through the roof, coffee spills bloomed across the pages, and the ink began to fade into illegible gray smudges. Inspector Sarah Chen arrived at the construction site and stopped. She held the ruined documents, squinting at the water-damaged corners. She could not tell what was approved and what was a mistake. She stood in the mud, working entirely in the dark. The system was not just slow, it was failing them all, leaving the entire project vulnerable to collapse. Then, the transformation began. Imagine a digital castle in the cloud, the fire prevention invoice logger. Inside this sanctuary, a tireless robot named Flask managed the incoming tasks, while a magical mailroom called Pub ensured not a single byte of data was ever lost. A vast, infinite library named Firestore stood ready to store every record for eternity. Claude, the mind, knew all fire codes in all 50 states. FPIL never slept, working 24 hours a day without fatigue. When Diana submitted her hotel plans through the app, a digital airplane carried the file straight into the castle. The robot woke. The detective scanned the pages. Claude compared every detail against the California Fire Code and 1,200 compliance requirements. Where the old system demanded 4 hours of manual cross-referencing, this new engine delivered a complete analysis in 30 seconds. The weight of the old process lifted. In its place, a sense of technological wonder took root. The chaos of paper was replaced by the precision of logic. For the first time, the path ahead was clear, fast, and entirely reliable. The digital shift was immediate. Diana watched her screen as the submission bar turned green, her plans flying through the cloud to the office of Captain Marcus Reed. He picked up his iPad, the screen glowing in his dim workspace. He reviewed the professional report generated by Claude, scanning the compliance summary before tapping the Approve button. A notification pinged on Diana's phone instantly. The permit was secured, but the true revolution arrived on a small sheet of adhesive. Marcus peeled a tamper-evident QR code sticker from the backing and pressed it firmly onto the finalized plans. He handed a matching, weatherproof sticker to Tony Martinez. Tony walked to the construction site entrance and adhered the marker to the main gate. The sticker was not just a label. It was the anchor for a permanent digital thread. If a single edge of that sticker was disturbed, the system would register the breach. The physical and digital worlds were now locked together, creating an invisible, unbreakable web of accountability. Every future action at the site would now flow through this single point of contact, heightening the tension of what was to come. Inspector Sarah Chen arrived at the construction site, her eyes searching for the truth among the steel beams. She walked straight to the entrance and held her phone up to the QR sticker. A single scan changed everything. The screen flooded with data. The complete project history, the approved plans, and the entire compliance report appeared in full, crystal-clear detail. She no longer had to wonder if the documents had been altered or if she was working in the dark. The truth was right there, verified and current. Across the site, the transformation accelerated. As the hotel rose from foundation to framing, every inspection was logged to that same digital marker. Tony Martinez caught errors before they could become problems, passing every critical checkpoint on his first attempt. The old, chaotic paper chase was gone. Efficiency surged through the job site like a current. Diana watched the frame climb toward the sky, weeks ahead of the original timeline. The project moved with a new, relentless rhythm. What once felt like a 90-day nightmare had become a streamlined, unstoppable process. The system was no longer failing them. It was leading them toward a perfect, finished reality. Chief Robert Hayes stood on the roof of the fire station, his gaze sweeping across the city skyline. Below him, the urban sprawl flickered with the presence of thousands of glowing digital markers. Each one represented a building tethered to the new safety network. He looked at his tablet, watching the data stream in. The 90-day nightmare that once paralyzed his department had vanished. 1 4-day sprint. Efficiency soared. Marcus tripled output. Sarah had doubled her daily inspections. Diana's hotel stood finished, months ahead of schedule, saving her thousands. The chaos of lost paper and manual cross-referencing was a relic of the past. This was fire prevention reimagined. It was 60% faster, 90% less paperwork, and 100% accountable. The city was no longer a collection of isolated structures, but a singular, safety's future arrived, powered by Google Cloud and Claude. Every street, every beam, and every life within these walls now rested on a foundation of absolute certainty. The watch stopped, the work held, and the city breathed in the quiet, steady rhythm of progress.